How did the Nazis treat women in concentration camps during the Holocaust? How were their experiences in the Nazi camps based on historical sources and testimonies of survivors? First of all, let's talk about what the Holocaust was. The Holocaust was a genocide of about 6 million Jews and millions of other victims by Nazi Germany and its allies between 1933 and 1945. Among the victims were women who faced unimaginable horrors and atrocities in the Nazi camps. Women in the camps were subjected to brutal violence, torture, starvation, disease, forced labor, medical experiments, and sexual abuse. They also had to endure the separation from their families, the loss of their children, and the constant threat of death. One of the first things that women faced when they arrived at the camps was the selection process. The Nazis decided who would live and who would die based on their age, health, appearance, and ability to work. Those who were deemed unfit for work were sent to gas chambers or killed by other means. Women who were selected for work were stripped of their clothes, hair, and belongings. They were tattooed with a number, shaved, disinfected, and given a striped uniform and wooden shoes. They were assigned to barracks that were overcrowded, filthy, and infested with lice and rats. Women had to work long hours in harsh conditions doing tasks such as digging ditches, building roads, sorting clothes, or making weapons. They received little or no food, water, or medical care. They suffered from hunger, thirst, exhaustion, cold, heat, disease, and injuries. Women also faced sexual violence and exploitation by the Nazis and their collaborators. Some women were raped, beaten, or killed by guards or capos, prisoners who supervised other prisoners. Some women were forced to become sex slaves for the Nazis in brothels or private quarters. Some women were coerced into sexual barter for food, clothing, or protection. Women who became pregnant in the camps faced a terrible dilemma. They knew that their babies would be killed by the Nazis or die from starvation or disease. They also knew that giving birth would endanger their own lives and reduce their chances of survival. Some women tried to hide or abort their pregnancies. Some killed their newborns or gave them away to other prisoners or guards. Some women managed to keep their babies alive with the help of other women. Women were also subjected to cruel and unethical medical experiments by Nazi doctors such as Josef Mengele. These experiments aimed to test various theories or methods related to genetics, fertility, sterilization, diseases, wounds, drugs, and surgery. Women were injected with chemicals, exposed to radiation, infected with bacteria, operated on without anesthesia, or mutilated in various ways. Many women died or suffered permanent damage from these experiments. Despite the horrific conditions and treatment that women endured in the camps, they didn't give up hope or dignity. They found ways to resist and cope with their situation. Some women formed bonds of friendship and solidarity with other women. They shared food, clothing, medicine, information, and comfort. They helped each other with work, hygiene, healthcare, childbirth, and childcare. They celebrated holidays and birthdays together. They sang songs, told stories, prayed, or studied. Some women engaged in acts of sabotage or defiance against the Nazis. They smuggled food or weapons into the camps. They hid or destroyed documents or equipment. They refused to obey orders or cooperate with experiments and escaped or attempted to escape from the camps. In defiance of their oppressors, some women secretly organized education classes where they shared knowledge, stories, and culture. Others showed their creativity through writing poems, diaries, letters, and memoirs, and expressed themselves through art like drawing, painting, or making sculptures. Some even put on plays, played music, and danced to keep their spirits alive. As World War II approached its end, many camps were liberated by Allied forces. But liberation wasn't the end of the women's suffering. They carried deep emotional wounds from their time in the camps, and these wounds stayed with them even after they were rescued. Many of them found it hard to fit back into normal life. They were tormented by nightmares, burdened with guilt, and plagued by survivor's guilt, feeling guilty for being alive when others didn't make it. The stories of the survivors of these camps are both heartbreaking and inspiring. Their testimonies are valuable sources of historical evidence and personal insight into the Holocaust. Their voices are powerful reminders of the courage and resilience of women in the face of evil. Thank you all for watching this video with us, and don't forget to leave a comment down below and let us know what you thought about this topic. See you next time, and bye for now.